Stale or stagnant to that position, Tony. And with you at Integrity Financial Services, you guys are seeing people do a lot of refinances right now, purchase business. I know you focus on VA loans. What are you seeing as well?
Yeah, well, let's actually just apply it to real numbers. So about a year ago, we were 100 basis points lower in the bond market. So, if you're looking at a $300,000 home, the interest cost and the cost of your loan really probably rose about $40,000. So today, comparatively speaking, than a year ago. Yep. So if you translate that to buying power, that's an extra $40,000 of a house that you could have purchased. Or the way you're looking at it, that's a $40,000 less of a house that you're going to be purchasing today, yep. Relatively speaking. So, but one thing that we need to put in there as well, now add the valuation loss. So, we forget that, rates went up a full percentage point, but we also were, I think, 16% in the national average of valuations going up in the last year. Yep. Let's just say that was 10%. So there's another $30,000 of valuation loss. Now you're talking a $70,000 swing, yep. in a house, and really you hit the nail on the head, sense of urgency. And Mark and I always talk about what happens when a consumer calls us, when a client calls us, and the questions that they have. A lot of them really just do not even know where to begin. So, Mark, what do we normally
try to put some urgency behind getting this process started? Yep. Let's start with the application. Let's evaluate your overall profile. Everything from credit to your job to the assets that you want to use for the transaction. There's just a lot of variables that go into getting a borrower approved.
A lot of moving parts.
And more than a client understands, but also trying to explain them the process. Explain that it's not a hard process, but it's a process that's going to be very detail oriented. So the more you can talk about it and educate a borrower and kind of give them the information they need, then it allows them to kind of figure out, okay, we need to start this process. Let's look at everything. Because when they go to you and they sit there and they say, okay, we're ready to start looking, the first thing you're going to ask is, where's that pre-approval letter?
Sure.
And you need to know what you qualify for, and make sure you know what the payment's going to be. And so you're comfortable moving forward, and that's what we try to stress every day.
And Brandon, last point on that, I mean, we were just mentioning it with Judson as well. With valuation or with the lack of inventory, I had a client that by the time that they wanted to put an offer in, because they didn't start the process early enough with their lender, that house was already gone. So I think the best thing is, sit down, get yourself pre-approved. Sit down with you after that pre-approval. That way they're ready to pull the trigger. They've got to be in a position of pulling the trigger when they find a house that meets their needs. Any significant delay, that house will be gone.
And for the first 5 people who reach out, the first person, we're going to try to help you with that urgency. In case in case that doesn't resonate, saving $70,000 and growing your equity. The first listener who texts in is going to get a $1,500 cash back at closing, compliments of Integrity Financial Services, Mark and Tony. And then also for the other 4, the first 5 we're limiting it to, so the other 4 are going to get a free appraisal. So what a great opportunity to text in, 813-917-1894, and not a better time to buy in possibly our lifetime, 813-917